So I'm here to inspire you today to think and feel differently. And I've drawn from my grandparents' story and watching my parents and my own 25-year career in law and banking and more to recognize that no matter what, if we apply what I call the RISE process, we can get through anything. And you see, I had spent my whole life believing that I could avoid the struggle. But isn't it the universal truth that we will all struggle? Right? Maybe it's medical, legal, financial, something with our kids. Or it could look like change, uncertainty, fear, anxiety, right? And we all go through something, and it's not just once. We go through things every single day, and as mothers and sisters and wives and daughters and grandparents, sometimes it's several struggles we're dealing with and balancing all at once. And so the 4-part process that I'm going to walk you through today is reframe, identify, surrender, and then evolve. And I realize that I have actually been applying the RISE process my entire life. I just didn't realize it. So yes, I follow my path. I go to UNC Chapel Hill. I graduate with highest honors. I went on to Wall Street at Morgan Stanley. And then I went to Columbia Law School. And yes, graduated top of my class. And so by all accounts, I've got this life thing figured out. Like, things are good. My parents are proud of me. People in India are proud of me. My community is proud of me. I marry a firefighter. He works for the city of Miami. And we have these 2 beautiful children. But I can tell you that at this time, I had started my own law practice, and I don't even remember taking this picture. Right? Like, aren't they so yummy? But at that point in my life, I was rushing to every possible networking event, hustling, selling my services at the gym. I started having marital problems. My kids started asking me, Mom, are you coming home? And you see, I was just trying to get to the next goal. And I was spending so much time and running around this race course of life, trying to get to the next goal, that I forgot that I actually was doing all of this for them. And I wasn't even enjoying it. Have any of you ever taken a picture like you're like, when did I take that picture? Because see, I felt pressure. And it's not that anybody was putting pressure on me. But as women, as mothers, don't we put pressure on ourselves? Right, like I had to get the client. I had to make the money. I had to take care of my kids. I had to get to my daughter's volleyball game, to my son's basketball game. Like, we're juggling so many things. And sometimes we don't even realize we're putting all that pressure on ourselves. And here's the thing, I had spent my entire life believing that the only reason people loved me and all of my self-esteem and self-worth was rooted in achievement. So I kept having to achieve to feel any sort of self-value. How many of you have ever felt pressure? Legal, marital, medical? You got 2 up over here. Okay. I need to hear that story. Right? Like, we all face it. And we as women are not strangers to this. But you see, I had created a self-imposed prison of glass walls around me that I didn't even know was there. And it looked like overwhelm, stress, burnout, anxiety, uncertainty, status quo. Like, status quo is just comfortable. I just wanted to stay in this box. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Like, you don't even know you're trying to do all these things, like, yet you still do them? Of course we do, right? Because we're all trying to wear all these hats. So it's in this context, when my kids are 2 and 3, that I have the opportunity to meet a real estate developer. Now, it's 2007. You guys remember 2007? Yeah. It was the heyday of real estate. The market here in South Florida is booming. And I'm struggling, right? Like, I'm trying to make ends meet. And somebody says, hey, do you want to meet a real estate developer? And I'm like, yes. If I could just get that one big client, that means volume business, which means financial stability, which means more time with my kids. So I jumped at the opportunity. I remember I went into his office, it was in North Miami Beach, and I walked into a conference room where the developer himself sat in a side office, and his two right-hand guys came, and they started talking to me. And essentially, they were doing creative transactions, buyer incentives. Now, I had already done a lot of closings representing buyers, so I knew this was being done by other developers. So I was like, yeah, I can do that, because I'm like a people pleaser. I'm an overachiever. I can get anything done. In 2 weeks, I had my first closing request, and I never took the time, nor did I make the time, to do any due diligence, to ask any questions, to ask for help. By the way, I'm surrounded by attorneys. My parents are attorneys. My friends are attorneys. Many of my mentors are attorneys. And yet, I didn't ask for help. Because I so believed that this guy is the answer to my struggle. Like, I don't have to be in this wall, this prison anymore, right? So, 2 months later, it's Christmas Eve 2007. Now, this year, my entire family descends into Miami for like a family reunion. So my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my sister, the kids from Philadelphia, California, Houston. You get the picture? I come from a really big family. And they all come into Miami to celebrate the holidays. So it's 8 p.m. We've just had eggnog, and Christmas music is playing, and we've just baked Christmas cookies to leave for Santa. We can smell the pine tree. The Christmas carols are playing. Kids are in a good mood, right? So it's 8 and I decide it's time to get the kids to sleep. So I go into their bedroom. They used to share a bedroom. And Maya was in her crib, and Kyler was in his toddler bed, and I was sitting on the glider. You guys remember those? And I'm sitting on the glider, and I'm singing to my children, because this is what I did every night. I sang the same lullaby that my parents used to sing to me every night. Does anybody want to hear that? What it was? आजकल मैं डर गया दिन हुआ तमाम. Like I sing it and it's still nostalgic. And as I'm singing to my children, thank you. As I'm singing to my children, I look down at my BlackBerry and there's an email that pops in. So the first question is, do you think anybody expects me to respond to an email at 8 on Christmas Eve? Oh, see, we're all women, we know. Yeah. I'm a working mother. And I'm a solopreneur. So I believe and expect myself to give my clients the best customer service, which meant immediate feedback, immediate response time. So I'm singing to my children, it's Christmas Eve, and I'm answering an email. And in the email reads one line and an attachment. And as I read that line, I was like, ah. It was like a sucker punch. Didn't feel right. And I forward the email. I don't even open the attachment. Now, why do I forward this email so quickly, expecting somebody in my office will tell me if there's something different, something unusual, or disturbing? Well, I have a house full of relatives. It's almost Christmas morning. My kids are not yet sleeping, and none of my presents are wrapped. Has anybody ever forwarded an email without actually reading it? Or maybe not opening the attachment? Or trusting that somebody else will read it and tell you what's in it? Right? Like, we've all done that. I'll tell you in a bit what happened with that email.